Let me, first of all, a warm welcome to DG Lyle, DGE Sonia, DG and Leslie, all from District 7030. Also, a warm welcome to PDG Felix Stubbs from District 7020. And of course, the other PDGs from District 7030. David Edwards, I've seen, and up till now. Maybe there are some others, but please feel welcome. Our speakers for tonight, we have four. PP Gary Williams, Rotarian Rod Fivelstar, I hope I pronounce it good after one time. Rotarian Reem Gunaim, more or less, no? Okay. And past President Matt Render. Further, I would like to acknowledge PP Stephen Chenaji, District 7030 Fellowship Chair, AG Debbie Rupchan, District 7030 Peace Chair, Sean Petty, District 7030 Communication Chair, and AG Francis and Satney. And these four fellows, four Rotarians, were involved in, let's say, the organization of this session, this session. And of course, all the participants, because without you, there would be no meeting tonight. The agenda is as follows. We will have a general introduction by DG Lyle. Then the presentations, 4 presentations by the speakers, each of more or less 9 to 10 minutes. A session of question and answers, as I said before, between 5 and 10 minutes. Then a vote of thanks, and of course, we will close the meeting after that. So, with regard to the questions, it's already said that we would like to have the fellows, attendees, put their questions in the chat box, and after the 4 presentation, it will be, we will try to answer all the questions, but at least from each presenter, we will, at least 2 to 3 questions will be answered. So please, during the presentations, put it in the chat box. May I ask DG Lyle now, our well-loved, energetic DG Lyle.
Wow, thank you. Sporting a beard, guys, but it's not going to be there for long. I only have it for medical reasons, if you believe that. DG Lewis, I'm not trying to upstage you by any means. So, family of Rotary, this is fellowships. This is RAGs. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to get to know more about Rotary International and to interact with people who do stuff that perhaps you've never thought about. So I just made a little note here. We have somebody from Hawaii with us, okay? And I know we also have people from our sister district or brother district, let's not be discriminatory, 7020. And you know, I love 7020. Felix, I see you on my screen, so I'm gonna shout you out. And I've seen Lewis, of course, DGE. So I've been given 3 minutes. I'm gonna have to try and be good. I want you to think about RAGs as a grouping where people with similar causes get together. So you have, I can see the Peace RAG. I can see the Rotarians who love, no, that's cricket, that's the other one. I see SRAG, that is the Environmental Sustainability, Literature RAG, WASH RAG, and of course, I love peace. So the DNA RAG, I'm a part of the DNA RAG, which is a Disaster Networks of Assistance. And that has done invaluable work across the world. And Felix and David will know how much they've done in 7020 after the Hurricane Dorian, etc. And then fellowships is really all about bringing together Rotarians with similar interests as opposed to causes. So if you think about it, cricket, we love cricket in the Caribbean. Diving, this is musicians. We have musicians on here tonight as well. I've seen PAG, Malcolm Charles here. I know Francis Ann Satney is there, and I've seen Sammy White. But the one I love the most here, guys, is called Brew Rag, and it is Beers Rotarians Enjoy Worldwide. And guess what? I'm a member of, not Brew Rag, Brew Fellowship, sorry. And I'm a member of that because I love beer. So I don't really want to sound like that judge in the United States who love beer, but that, is what we do. So my friends, you will tonight get a little soupçon of what the exposure to internationality of Rotary is all about, our fellowships and our rags. So PDG Wadi, I think I've said enough. I think I perhaps went to the 5 minutes instead of the 3. So I'll shut up now and let you get on with the business of the meeting. Lovely to see you. Hope we have a great time. I know we'll have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, DG Lyle. Yes, we will have a great time for sure, because it's about fellowship and it's about our passion for a certain subject. So it will be very entertaining tonight, and of course, on the other side, very serious business too. Let me start with introducing the first speaker for tonight, the first presenter for tonight, and that is past President Gary Williams. He is well known within our district 7030. Rotarian past President Gary Williams, he joined Rotary in 2009 when he became a member of the Rotary Club of St. Augustine. He has served at the club level as a director, club secretary, and as club president. I think especially as secretary and club president twice. At the district level, he served 3 terms as AG. He attended 4 Rotary International Conventions and several recent district conferences. He is currently serving a 3-year term as chairman of the West Indies chapter of the International Fellowship of Cricket-Loving Rotarians, the IFCR West Indies. So with that said, VP Gary, please start your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, PDG Wadi, for that introduction. And of course, all the protocols established, we will adopt. Let me just share my screen. First off, I need to indicate that on the on our agenda, I'm listed as the chairman of the world body. I'm not actually chairman of the world body. I'm chairman of the local chapter. However, IFCR does not like to disappoint, so I have engaged the services of our actual world chairman to be with us this evening. So he will give us a few words during the 10 minutes allotted to my presentation this evening. So with that, oops, not too far. Okay, so we're here to talk about cricket and the fellowship of cricket. Now, cricket needs no introduction to us in the English-speaking Caribbean. Cricket has been here for many, many years. The idea, though, is that, we have people from the non-English speaking Caribbean. We have the Dutch speakers in Suriname, we have the French speakers, Guadeloupe, Martinique, French Guiana, and so on. The idea is that we want to spread the joys of cricket to even those individuals. And in fact, this evening we have people from District 7020 as well, and all over the world. So the idea is that we share cricket and the love of cricket among those people. Now, cricket is a very simple, or in terms of equipment, you don't need too much. Basically, you have a ball, you have a bat, and with that, you're ready to start a game of cricket. So of course you could be outfitted and you could have all the different gear, and you could end up looking like a professional cricketer like this guy. So this is somebody fully outfitted, ready to enjoy a good game of cricket. What do you recognize this guy? So let's see what we're going to look at this evening. We want to talk about the whole structure of our fellowship. There's a world body. We have the West Indies chapter. And right now, the West Indies chapter really consists of District 7030. But ideally, we would like to have 7020 join us. So we have a true West Indies chapter in the fellowship. So that we would have, hopefully, in the not too distant future. Now, a little bit about the IFCR World Body. This body was started in 1993 and formally launched in Melbourne, Australia. And as of now, we have 10 countries that form the IFCR World Body. And West Indies actually counts as one country. We have a couple more chapters soon to be launched. As a matter of fact, I think I saw Rotarian past President Courtney from Canada, who's on the chat, and he is going to be forming one of the new chapters in IFCR as soon as pandemic is over. So our current world chairman is KRP Sarathi from India, and the current secretary is Reggie Cheko, also from India. The fellowship holds international festivals every 2 years, where all the countries come together and play matches against each other, and basically we have a good time. I will, as I said earlier, we will hear a few words from our world chair in a few minutes, so he could give you some further insight into what the world body does. So our world body is one of the more vibrant fellowships around, and with that, we were happy to join the IFCR and form our own West Indies chapter. These are the contact number or contact email addresses for the current executive. So our local chapter, the IFCR West Indies, me being chairman and Debbie Rupchan being the secretary. We also have Vanessa Sanka, who is the current treasurer, and Intia Sipasad, who is the current vice chairman. So at the end of the presentation, we have those contacts that you could use to, get additional information or find out about joining our fellowship. So what we do in the fellowship, basically we play cricket matches against other teams in Trinidad. And for our inaugural launch, which was in May of 2018, we actually invited people from Rotarians from several parts of the world. There were Rotarians from India, from Sri Lanka, from England, from Australia, and they all came down to Port of Spain, Trinidad, and we had a wonderful match at the Queen's Park Oval, and our launch event happened at that time. So this was the event that we had in the Oval, and on the left we had the current chairman of the world body presenting the certificate to us at the time, and on the right you would see the current world chair, Sarathi. The idea here again, as I indicated, is that we want to spread IFCR West Indies to all the territories in the Caribbean, District 7020 and all of District 7030. And with that, we do have some what we would call ambassadors. We haven't made a formal approach to them as yet, but we have people like Robin Ford in Barbados, who is keen on cricket. We have Luana Falconer in Guyana, who, when we have COVID under control, they would probably be the ones to act as ambassadors for us to spread that word of cricket all over. We don't have any fees to join. Basically, all our events are pay as you go. So, you know, there's nothing, no annual subscription or anything, easy, very easy to join. Now, you might think that you have to be a cricket player to join our fellowship. Not at all. We have other events that we do, that we take part in, that would not involve using a bat and a ball. And once you could have a good time and, you know, enjoy life the West Indian way, like these guys, then there's room for you in our fellowship as well. So it's not just about playing cricket, it's about having a good time. And, you know, when you're ready to take a break from saving the world as we do as Rotarians, we all about saving the world and changing the world. When you want to have some fun and take a break from that, the IFCR fellowship is certainly the way to go. Let me yield a few minutes of my time. We have the world chairman here. Sarathi, you have 1 minute to just give us a brief overview. If you're in here, let's give Sarathi a rousing welcome, because it's actually 4 o'clock in the morning in India. So he really needs to be roused. If you awake, Sarathi, let's go.
Thank you, Gary. Good evening to you all. Probably a very early morning for me, and nothing stops me because of the passion for cricket to wake up at any part of time to be with you all. That's been my passion, and how I grew cricket, and how and that is imbibed in me. And from 3 guys in my district, it has gone into 1,500 across the world. And thanks to Gary, I still remember wonderful time with PDG Vadi Suma, and where Paramaribo, we had a district conference. I could attend that, and he had given me time to speak about this. Thank you very much. Nice seeing you, Vadi, after a long time. And my regards to present district governor, Chase. And it's wonderful to be amongst with you all. And I could always already see the chat box filling up the interest in the cricket. Yes, why not? Why not cricket in West Indies is actually holds cricket passion. Apart from India, of course, we did wonders in Australia if you had followed cricket a couple of years back. So that's what the adrenaline state keeps going, and Rotary is no exception. We have a 60, 70-year-old getting onto the field and keeping fit and playing for the fun of it. As Gary rightly put it, this is more of a fellowship. It's called Cricket Loving Rotarians. Started in '97, and we have 10 world festivals. These are purely fellowship gatherings. There are no winners in Rotary as well as IFCR, and we continue to enjoy the sharing of each one's company during this. So we have a minimum of 200 and a maximum of 300 Rotarians getting together, depending on which country and what is the logistics of travel. We had planned actually in August 2021 the next 11th festival in Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, they are not slightly skeptical about organizing this. So I discussed with my board, and we postponed it almost by a year, because we do not know when exactly the pandemic will end. And definitely we cannot afford to be in bio bubble for 14 days in a hotel and then play cricket. We're not that professionals. Neither we have the time and money to do that. So we are simply fun-loving Rotarians, fun-loving, cricket-loving Rotarians. We would like to play and enjoy the fellowship, and things are more conducive, and we enjoy each one's company. So that's about it. And we have 10 countries. I see Courtney, yes, I see Courtney here. And have Rita from Uganda who are trying to start their own chapters. Were scheduled in August and May and August respectively, but we could not do it. I'm pushing them to do it virtually. Why not? When I could see about so many as 87, the number I see now, people participating in it. So they will have a better attendance if the even the installations which can be done online. So like we did for last couple of probably or last 7 to 8 months, most of our meetings and including the international meetings of Rotary virtually. So I'm pushing them to do it virtually. And wonderful and my thanks to the great hospitality we received in Port of Spain, and it was a dream come true to play in Queen's Park Oval. Thanks to Vadi, Gary for organizing, and one of my most memorable trips has been to West Indies, and I keep telling them the story and motivate others to join Rotary IFCR. And I would like 7020 representatives, if they are here, to start one more chapter there. Then the West Indies country as a whole is complete. So I would like to push Gary and other interested people in 7020 to start a chapter. And if possible, probably if the situation permits, maybe I can make one more trip to West Indies. Thank you very much for having me here. And wonderful meeting you all. So where Gary 4 o'clock didn't stop me from being here.
Thank
So that's my passion. Thank you very much.
So much. What a dedication. And that is true Rotarian like. So thank you so much. And yes, we had a great time also in Suriname, and it was about fellowship. And of course, that brings me to the second speaker, because especially here in the Caribbean, if you're talking about fellowship, you need to have music. And the second fellowship, international fellowship, is of the International Fellowship of Rotarian Musicians. May I ask P.P. Rod Fievelsta to do his presentation. Thank you.
Hi, thank you and welcome. I send you greetings from California, from the Sierra Nevada mountains, where it is currently 56 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So I imagine it's a little bit chillier than what you have.
Excuse me, P.P. Rod.
Yeah.
I just realized that I have to introduce you, of course.
Okay.
I'm rushing because of the time, but that's not, we should not do that. Let me introduce you first, a short introduction. Rod joined the International Fellowship of Rotarian Musicians in 2006 at the first convention he attended at Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. He became the global chair in July 2020. He has been to almost all of the RI conventions since 2006. So a true Rotarian and a true Rotarian loves fellowship. Rod loves to sing. Maybe he will sing later for us. But Rod sings in 3 community choirs plus his church choir. Rod has often been a song leader at the IFRM booths in the House of Friendship. So please, attendees, for the next convention, let's see if we can go and visit Rod in the booth in the House of Friendship. So he has been a leader at the IFRM booths in the House of Friendship, at conventions, and singing in the Rotary World Choir. Rod is a member of the Rotary Club of Grass Valley in California. Rod has served as club president and was the District 5190 Polio Plus chair for 3 years. Rod, please continue.
Okay. So again, welcome. It's a little bit cooler here in California. And as was said, when I think of the Caribbean, the West Indies, I do think music. And I want to start with an example of what the International Fellowship of Rotarian Musicians has been doing during the time of COVID. So I'm going to show you a song that was written by one of our members. It'll be the first woman up on the screen. She wrote the song. It's called These Are the Ones. And the guy who's directing is John Achenhusen. And John not only directs the iFirm Sings choir, he also did all of the putting together of the graphics and the sound. And with that introduction, let me share my screen, and hopefully this will go relatively smoothly. I'm sharing sound, I'm optimizing the clip. I am clicking on the one I want you guys to see. I'm expanding here, and I'm hopefully hitting stay. This is called These Are the Ones.
There are those who look beyond themselves and take the time to lend a hand. There are those who see the answer and have the strength to take a stand. There are those who join together. Can be solved, and know that one by one we form a chain of hope across the distant land. These are the ones who won't accept defeat. They struggle for the answers and find with those who share the dream and never let it die, never let it die. These are the ones who make a difference, and so can you and I. And so can you and I.
on. There we go. I think I stopped it now. Okay, what you saw there was videoed at a Zoom meeting. We meet on Saturday mornings. There are many more of us singing than were there on that particular meeting, and we're learning how to do that. But essentially, the International Fellowship of Rotarian Musicians is a group. We love music. We are ranging from the professional musician down to the person who can play their iPad or music on their computer. We share a love of music. We truly are international. That group that you saw, we had people from India, France, the UK, the United States, Canada, and sometimes Malcolm's with us sometimes. Malcolm Charles. Malcolm's with us sometimes. Francis Ann is with us sometimes, and some of the other people on this call. We promote music. We would want Rotarians to sing and to make music and to share that. We have a website and Facebook presence, and we love to share individuals' music similar to what we just did with the iFirm Sings. We have a website. It's called ifrm.org. I want to take you there, so I'm going to share screen once again. And let's see here if I can go back to here. Yeah, let me reduce here. Okay, I'm hoping everybody can see that. This is our website, and here's the message, and this is the one that I want to share with you. I'm sure you can read, but this is the message that we want to get across: is don't be intimidated by thinking, well, I'm not a musician, and this must not be for me. If you enjoy music, this fellowship is for you. In fact, nowadays, you don't even have to be a Rotarian. You know, the changes were made at the policy level, and we now open this fellowship to anyone who is interested in music and participating. The common denominator is that we all love music. And so our mission to promote Rotary fellowships, to organize musical activities at Rotary functions, usually our own local ones, and then the Rotary conventions, the international conventions. We have a presence in the House of Friendship, and to also support some local kinds of music. And we in the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to say it, I'm never sure. We actually, a few years ago, through Mr. Holland's Opus, provided some music to a group of young people in the one of the islands. I forget which one, but we truly just look to be together, to meet, to make new friends, and we would love to have even a greater presence from you in the West Indies and the Caribbean, and to share your music. There's such a rich heritage. We'd love to have people part of it and putting their music up on Facebook. Just wonderful. Our website is IFRM, International Fellowship for Rotary Musicians, so ifrm.org. And we are a dues fellowship. We charge $35 American, US, for a 3-year membership. That's right, $1 a month. And we have regular mail communications. We have an email Google group. We have this group that sings on Saturday mornings. And when we go to convention and we're invited, we have the Rotary World Choir. And in this case, we have not made a final decision, but I think the way that we're leaning, we probably will not go to Taiwan, but we are all looking forward to Houston. And with that, I'll leave it for any questions that might be there.
Thank you, PV Roth. Thank you so much. if you look at the remarks in the chat box, we all love the song, and thank you so much for your presentation. Yes, we love, as Rotarians, we love fellowship. And I think fellowship is at the basis of what we do. Our actions has to start with fellowship. But right now, I would like to introduce Reem Gunaim of the Rotary Action Group for Peace. Reem is the Executive Director for the Rotary Action Group for Peace based in Portland, Oregon. Reem started in Rotary as a Rotary actor in Ramallah. Later, she earned a Rotary Peace Fellowship at the Duke University of North Carolina. Yes. Sorry. Later, she earned a Rotary Peace Fellowship at Duke University of North Carolina Rotary Peace Center, where she earned her master's degree in city and regional planning and a certificate in international peace and conflict resolution. She is now a Rotarian at the Portland Rotary Club. Please, Reem, can we have your presentation for tonight? Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed learning about the fellowships. I'm very inspired to probably learn about cricket and engage more in music. That was a very beautiful song. So I will share my screen to share some slides with you and let you know about our mission, the Rotary Action Group for Peace. It's simple. We wage peace. We want to promote peace and advance the peace area of focus in Rotary. As you all know, Rotary has the peace area of focus, and our job is to build on that momentum and have peace be at the priority at the club level, at the Rotarian, individual Rotarian level, and have peace become intentional in their thinking and actions as it is, but we want to do more. So I'll let you know a little bit more about the Rotary Action Group for Peace. This is a picture of our staff and interns, and this is a Rotary Peace poll that I will tell you a little bit more about later. So the Rotary Action Group for Peace believes in the power that we all have to become peace builders. Every one of us has an influence in the world, and we want to advance positive peace. Positive peace is really a framework that highlights how peace happens at the grassroots level by advancing the systems and the structures and the attitudes at all levels, the grassroots, organizational, individual level. So we really want to advance these systems and structures and attitudes through our programming and through the momentum that we build around our global network of peace builders. So we are really made of members who make our global network and empower, and later on they get the education, the resources, the connectivity to later continue to empower their own communities. So the RAG empowers them, then they go and empower their communities and engage others in peace action. And there's 3 important strategies that we follow at the Rotary Action Group for Peace. So we do that by educating Rotarians and then raising the portfolio for peace. And the third thing is assisting Rotary clubs with their projects, peace projects, and promotion and so on. So as I said, we are a global network of peace builders. So how we do this, we engage and educate and empower them through the 3 strategies I mentioned, and through strategic programs that inspire different peace action. And we serve a platform, our platform of members, to connect to a global network of peace builders. And now our members cover 125 countries, and we have about 4,000 members as of now. So I'll tell you about our program, some examples of how we advance, educate, engage, and empower the Rotarians and the peace builders in our community. So first, people need to join and grow this network and benefit from the network. So to join, there is you can join for about $50 for 1 year membership. If you are a Rotarian, if you are a Rotary actor or a Peace Fellow, you can join for $15. And this joining as a member allows you to learn from one another, allows you to understand different cultures and different problems around the world that is concerned with conflict. It also allows you to learn about opportunities for peace. And we are intentional about building mutual understanding, harmony, and goodwill. So here is another program. So once you are a member, you get to learn about our programs as well. So one of our programs that brings this intentional focus on peace is the Peace Builder Clubs program. This is our map that illustrates the number of Peace Builders clubs around the world that are made of Rotarians. And you can see how they are populating around the world. This is a relatively new program in the organization. It's about 2 or 3 years old. And I will tell you a little bit more about the program and how you can become part of it and engage in peace action. And if you're not a Peace Builder Club yet, I encourage you to do that right away after I explain to you how to do it. So what is the Peace Builder Club? They are essential to bring peace to the forefront of the agenda of the club. And everyone can join by submitting an application to the Rotary Action Group for Peace that you can find on our website. Also, so for you to start this application, you can convene in your club and have at least a committee of 2 members. You can have as many members in your committee as you wish, but you need at least 2 members of your in your club who can form a committee for Peace Builder for Peace, and then submit the application. There's no fee to join, because we would like at this point to build that momentum. We would love for you to become part of the network and educate your members about peace, educate yourselves about the opportunities for peace out there, and so on. Currently, we have about 250 registered Peace Builder clubs, and growing. And we have them in around 30 countries around the world, as you saw in the previous map. So how can you become a Peace Builder Club? You can learn more about this, as I said, on our website. You can read our Peace Builder Club primer and resources. You can also check our Peace Builder Club map, which is also available on the website, where you can actually see where are these Peace Builder clubs located and what they're doing. And you can fill the application, as I said, and send it to our email address, contact@rotariansforpeace.org. Please go for our website, the Rotary Action Group for Peace.org. If you can take a screenshot, or I'll leave this up so you can all maybe take a picture on your phone and take a picture now. So if you need to refer to this later. Once you join the Peace Builder Club, you would receive an official certificate that would let you know that you became a member of the network, your club, and that would also, we will feature you on the Peace Map. And this is relatively a new program, so we are in the process of also helping you celebrate your inauguration of the club. So we're in the process of building a video that would allow you to play on your day of celebrating and joining the network. So we are developing this program with the help of your ideas, and you are helping making this a success. So next steps for the Peace Builder clubs. Once you join the group and join the network, you can then educate, as I said earlier, your members. So what's the point? The point is you become intentional about the club, but then we would love for you to start becoming more active about peace. So you can start doing concrete things. First, you can read our Activate Positive Peace workbook, which is also available on our website. I will tell you a little bit about this book a little bit in the next slide. Learn about the Positive Peace Academy. These are resources available also under the Peace Builder Club program for you to start after you submit your committee, after you're officially part of the network. You can start doing this kind of activities in your club. And you can subscribe to our monthly newsletter, which allows you to learn about other Peace Builder Club stories and projects and ideas, and also learn about what's going on in peace in terms of events and so on. And you can access also the Peace Builder Club primer. So there's also more that you can do. You can also start a peace project once you become a Peace Builder Club, or join as a member. You can do that as, but becoming a Peace Builder Club allows you to engage more people in your club. See our Peace Projects page. So if you go to the Rotary Action Group for Peace website, you will see our Peace Projects page where you can look at other examples of peace projects, where you can submit your own project to get support from other clubs in the network. And please, if you have any questions or you want to have any consultation, reach out to us at contact@rotariansforpeace.org. Apply for a global grant, for example, share your peace project on our website, and engage with Rotary Peace Fellows, who you've just seen a report about. We have Peace Directory for the Peace Fellows on our website as well. And we can also direct you to other contacts once you want to engage in peace. One of our programs as well is the Together for Peace webinar series, which is a series of interviews that expose you to other innovative peace solutions and so on. So this is available on YouTube, and it's available on the RAG for Peace website as a resource for your clubs to learn from, and as you as a member of the Rotary Action Group for Peace. And here in that series, we interview global leaders. You can see we have Nobel Peace Laureate nominees, the founder of the Institute for Economics and Peace. We have Rotary Peace Fellows. We have humanitarians, environmentalists. So we feature all kinds of amazing speakers to teach us about how they promote peace and find peace solutions in the world every day, and how the Rotarians can be engaged in advancing their mission with them. This is the Activate Positive Peace workbook, and it is a resource available on our website, as I mentioned. Quickly, I want to wrap this up because for the next speaker, this is a workbook that was first presented in Hamburg and then was braced at the Geneva Peace Week. We presented it in Europe, and it really connects peace projects with the positive pillars of peace. So it really helps Rotarians understand how their service projects in all the areas of focus is actually advancing peace, and how they can start designing their service projects with peace in mind. So I encourage you all to go to the RAG for Peace and download the workbook and learn more about this. So you can engage by joining the Rotary Action Group for Peace and form a Peace Builder Club, plant a peace ball, the peace ball that you saw in the beginning of the presentation. You can submit your peace ball and to the RAG if you take a picture and let us know, and we will map it for you. Organize a peace project in your community, and so on. Join the Rotary Action Group for Peace and get educated by reading our monthly newsletter, by attending and rewatching the Together for Peace webinar series that I mentioned. Read our book and visit the Positive Peace Academy. This is a good website for you to take a note of. If you want to take another picture, it's rotarypositivepeace.org, where you would learn about the Positive Peace Pillars. And this is a resource available to you by Rotary International and the Institute for Economics and Peace that the Rotary Action Group for Peace encourages you to refer to as well for education. And finally, you can empower this network and empower the Rotary Action Group for Peace by donating, by sharing your peace projects with fellow Rotarians, by recruiting and supporting the Rotary Peace Fellows, and by supporting the Rotary Peace Centers. We have upcoming events that I want to highlight for you. We have the Peace Action Virtual Open House in February 23rd. If you want to put this on your calendar, go to the Rotary Action Group for Peace and subscribe and join us so you will be up to date. Follow us on social media, Rotary Action Group for Peace, and you will be up to date on these events. Once you join the RAG, you will be in the loop. In the virtual open house, you will meet other Rotarians, you will learn, meet with the staff and learn about what we do and engage in conversations. And the Peace Dove Gala is an event at the end of this Rotary year where we would be celebrating many peace builder actors and peace builders in Rotary and highlighting their achievements for peace. And thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to answer any of your questions after the next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reem. Thank you so much. Peace is, you can see Debbie smiling. Debbie has raised her hands. Oh. Up to the next speaker. Please, although the time slot is very short, is very small, try to speak a little bit slow than normal for the interpreters to make the interpretation. Thank you so much. Past President Matt Render will speak about SRAG, and he will tell you all about what this Rotary Action Group is all about. But first of all, let me say something about, let me introduce past President Matt. He became a Rotarian in 2004 and is now a member of the Rotary Club of Gros-Islet. He served as secretary and 2 terms as president. He joined the district team in 2020 as an environmental sustainability chair, as the environmental sustainability chair. He is certified in sustainability reporting by the GRI. And I have to look, I looked that up, and it's Global Reporting Initiative, and in sustainable tourism by the GSTC, Global Sustainable Tourism Council. He provides also consulting services to small and medium businesses across the region. And tonight, as I said before, Matt will tell us more about the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group. Matt, please make your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me share my screen.
Matt.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to join us and for inviting me to speak to you about the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, or ESRAG. Let's start with some background. As many of you are undoubtedly aware, at the end of June 2020, the Rotary Foundation trustees and board of directors of Rotary International voted unanimously to support the addition of a 7th area of focus, supporting the environment. To some, it may seem that Rotary took a little while to recognize the urgency of tackling climate change. But the reality is that supporting the environment has been a part of Rotary for many years. At the 1990 RA Convention in Portland, Oregon, incoming President Paulo Costa declared that the hour has come for Rotary to raise its voice, to claim its leadership, and to rouse all Rotarians to an honorable crusade to protect our natural resources. He declared a Rotary initiative to preserve planet Earth and asked Rotarians to make environmental issues part of their service agenda, to plant trees, to work to keep our air and water clean, and to protect the planet for future generations. President Costa urged clubs to plant 1.1 million trees, 1 for every Rotarian at the time. Rotarians responded by planting 35 million trees by the end of the Rotary year. And over the next 6 years, clubs all over the world completed over 1,000 environmental projects. Unfortunately, in the years that followed, the environment did not receive the same level of attention from RI as peace, education, sanitation, and healthcare, and it was not made an area of focus in 2010. However, environmental service continued at the club level, and in 2015, ESRAG was approved by RI as the 25th Rotary Action Group. ESRAG was formed to empower members of the Rotary family worldwide to take actions to sustain our environment, particularly to stabilize our climate. It provides an organizing point and informational resources to share information with clubs and communities about sustainable practices and the global humanitarian crisis of climate change. The ESRAG model is to identify environmental leaders within Rotary, assist them in initiating environmental service projects that are meaningful to them, to help where possible, and to acknowledge and publicize their work. Following the launch of ESRAG, successive RI presidents such as Ian Risley and Barry Raston called on clubs to plant trees in their communities, and ESRAG continued to lobby the RI Board of Directors to formalize its support of environmental initiatives, culminating in the creation of a dedicated area of focus last year. Now, you may be wondering what difference it makes, whether the environment is an area of focus or not. After all, if clubs across the world have been pursuing projects related to the environment anyway, will anything change following the RI decision? The answer is a resounding yes. In a policy statement released in September, the RI board confirmed that environmental projects will be eligible for global grants from the Rotary Foundation from July this year, and set out the parameters under which clubs can apply for funding. Further, grants will also be made available for scholarships for professionals seeking to pursue careers related to the environment. So when we talk about environmental projects, what do we mean? In partnership with UNEP, ESRAG has published a World Environment Day handbook that serves as an excellent starting point for clubs seeking to include the environment in their service projects, and covers adopting a river, cleanup activities, projects related to air and water quality, tree planting and forest restoration, solar energy projects, community gardens, plastic reduction and recycling, amongst others. Alongside the handbook, ESRAG has also published a sustainable events checklist. For inspiration, I would direct all clubs to the ESRAG website, esrag.org, which highlights a host of projects run by clubs all over the world, from protecting the cloud forest in Costa Rica to a vulture restaurant in South Africa. I also recommend reading more about some of ESRAG's own signature projects, one of which I want to talk about now in more detail. Refrigerant management and control has been identified as one of the top actions that can be taken to limit global temperature rise to no more than 2 degrees and positively impact climate change, with research suggesting that proper disposal of refrigerants is comparable to the elimination of 2.5 years of global CO2 emissions. CFC refrigerants, while not flammable, explosive, toxic, or corrosive to humans, are extremely potent greenhouse gases and contribute significantly to the destruction of the ozone layer. CFC-12, also known as Freon, is the most potent refrigerant ever created. A single pound of Freon holds nearly 11,000 times the heat of a pound of carbon dioxide. To put that another way, a single 30-pound cylinder of Freon emits the same amount of greenhouse gases as the gas released from burning the entire contents of 2 gasoline tanker trucks. Under the Montreal Protocol, CFC-12 has been banned from production, but significant stockpiles remain in several countries and need to be properly collected and destroyed to prevent the release of this potent ozone-depleting gas. ESRAG is working with Tradewater, a carbon offset developer in Chicago, to collect and destroy 10,000 pounds of refrigerants across the US, effectively preventing 55,000 tons of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere. That's the equivalent of taking 9,500 cars off the road for an entire year. Since its formation, Tradewater has collected and destroyed over 3 million pounds of refrigerants in the US, and through its relationship with ESRAG is exploring options around the world. The District 7030 Environmental Sustainability Team is currently working closely with ESRAG, with Tradewater, our counterparts in District 7020 and 4250, the national ozone officers for most of the CARICOM countries, representatives of ASHRAE, and private sector distributors and technicians across the region to gather data on the volume of these stockpiled materials and to develop a plan for their removal and destruction. While the project is still in the early phases, it is a great example of collaboration across Rotary districts and with other organizations, and has significant potential to limit future emissions across the Caribbean. So what can you do? First of all, most importantly, please consider joining ESRAG. Membership is just $30 a year, or $15 for Rotaractors. For younger members, you may want to consider joining the Climate Solutions Coalition, which is ESRAG's youth program. Presently, there are just a couple of Rotarians each from 7020 and 7030 that are members of ESRAG, although I do want to point out that Michael Terralong of Jamaica sits on the board of directors and has been hugely supportive of both districts' efforts to collaborate on projects. Please also visit the ESRAG website, and I will share the links at the end of the presentation, to learn more about the group's objectives and its projects, and be sure to download the World Environment Day Handbook. Unfortunately, it is not available in French, but it is available in English and Spanish. Please also sign up for the newsletter, follow ESRAG on social media, and join the District 7030 Environmental Sustainability Facebook group while you're at it. You can also join the discussion. ESRAG hosts free webinars on a wide range of environmental matters on a regular basis. The next webinar on biogeochemical cycles and nutrient pollution is scheduled for next Wednesday. You can also start a project. The handbook provides step-by-step guides to launching a number of projects, from something as simple as organizing a cleanup activity to establishing a community garden, as the Rotary Club of Chaguanas in Trinidad is doing. You can also share information on your project. You can send details to us at the district committee, and we will publish it to our social media pages. We'll highlight your project on the district website and submit it to the ESRAG showcase. You can also take part in the I Fix the Planet video competition organized by ESRAG by submitting a brief video of your project. And I'd just like to play the teaser video for the I Fix the Planet project. Oops. Okay, and I've just put up there the websites that I referred to. The link that was in the video for the video competition is actually the bottom one there, is ifixtheplanet.org. They've changed it now. So feel free to take a screenshot or a photo of the websites there, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you so much, PP Matt. It was a great presentation and a very, as you said, and illustrated a very serious matter for us, for the whole world. And we're happy that, yes, it was put, this, the environmental sustainability was put on as a next focus, or the seventh focus, area of focus for the Rotary. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the presenters. There were not that many questions in the chat box. This is what I've seen. And I saw just only 2 questions. And one was for the IFRM, the music, the Fellowship of Music Lovers. And the question is, does your music cover all genre? And it was put forward by PAG Noel from District 7020.
Absolutely. All genres, not just singing, instrumental music, rhythmic music, I would say even dance, all of those. Any way that we express ourselves with rhythm, with music, that's what we're looking for. And from classical to jazz, reggae, Western music, I mean, the whole range. The thing is, we can all learn from each other about music, and I do believe in the universality of music. Sometimes we have to get our ears used to a different sound, but I think we're all much better people when we see the connection that all of us have and how important music is to each one of us.
Thank you. The next question was for is examples of peace builder clubs. It was already answered, I think, in the chat box, but I would like Reem to just say some more about it.
Yeah, I thank you for this question. So a good example about what peace builder clubs do, they convene, they connect the community together, they advance peace in their communities. So one example I can think of is a peace builder club in Germany who is integrating the immigrants coming to Germany to the democratic systems in Germany. So they sponsored a training to help to push the pillar of peace, the good governance, by creating a curriculum and training available to those immigrants and refugees to become more integrated and to the German society. So that is a concrete example, but I don't want to discourage people and say that every peace action counts. It's a process, so you can start even by just learning about Rotary history or just thinking about what I'm going to do in my club. Each action counts, and over time, you will have growth in your action and the impact of your action, but start is the first key.
Thank you. The last question is for Matt. It's about environmental sustainability Rotary Action Group. What are some of the training courses and scholarships offered? Where do we find information, please? Thank you.
Sure. So I would say a couple of things. First of all, follow the District 7030 Facebook group, because we do share information in there that may not be specific to Rotary. We did have some training courses that were available for people pursuing careers in the solar energy industry that we had shared recently. So that's a good group to join and keep an eye on. In terms of the scholarships, what the policy statement from RI says that they will consider the following when they evaluate scholarship applications: the applicant's previous work experience in environmental related fields, the academic program's alignment with the environment, so natural resource management, environmental engineering, environmental health, toxicology, forestry, conservation, environmental justice, and the career plans of the applicant as they relate to the environment.
Thank you so much. Well, yes, we talked about fellowship, we talked about action groups, since we are people of action, and I think that we have touched on just 2 of each, fellowship and action group. just to give an example of what fellowship and Rotary action groups are all about, as DG Lyle already said. So let me thank DG Lyle for for putting this topic on the agenda. I think it's very important. Important because we really love fellowship and we are people of action. So it's necessary to stress what action groups we already have. And of course, our speakers for the great presentations, which was very informative and hopefully has brought a lot of enthusiasm to our fellows for becoming a member of a fellowship or a Rotary action group or both. And of course, our fellow attendees, the fellows who have worked to make this meeting happen, AG Debbie Rupchand, AG Francis, and PP Stephen Chenaji, and of course, the man behind the scene, the man we don't see, Sean Paddy, our District 7030 Communications Officer, who was involved in promoting this activity and has made it possible technologically to have this meeting tonight. I would like DG Lyle to have a last remark, and then we can close this meeting.
Oh, you're a brave man. You're a brave man. That's all I could say. So, friends, together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Have we seen that tonight? I think we have. I want to say special words of thanks to Stephen and Wadi for putting this together, and Debbie. I want to say thanks to Gary and to Sarathi. Sarathi is back, right? And to Rod and Reem and Matt. Amazing presentations. It's really brought it all together for us. Understand the internationality of this organization that we love so much. So thank you all so much. Wadi, I'm going to shut up because I could go on. I'm so excited that we did this. And we had, at one time, we had 100 people on the call. And guess what? It's recorded. So, you know, those that missed it can get back to it. So, and remember, we do have 3 Peace Builder clubs already in our district. It's wonderful. All right. So, and we're moving on to more. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you for being here, and good night.